thank you so much for speaking Times Now. Tell us a little bit about this new stint of yours. How much are you enjoying being the one criticizing and not the one actually doing the playing?
Well, I don't criticize. I don't think I have any right to criticize any player. I'm still playing. It's just a fun stint for 2 days because the Weimar side is here. They don't have a Sri Lankan representative around Weimar. So here I am commentating for 2 days.
Tell us what was going through your mind when you saw Maru fitting that and then, Dilshan getting under the ball yesterday. Which side were you supporting? What was your heart saying that time?
Well, I always wanted Dilshan to do well because, he's only Sri Lankan in Delhi. But, the full Sri Lankan Weimar team, I wanted Weimar to win.
Not just in this new stint, especially not being up there, what is it that you're really looking to get out of this new stint in terms of, the way Sangakkara now perhaps evolves?
Well, I'm not looking for anything particular out of this stint. It's just 2 days. We have time off till the 15th before we start training to come back to India. So I'm just here, spending a few days here, enjoying myself, trying to see whether I can actually, take up the challenge of commentary. And it's not as easy as it looks, but it's been fun.
Like you said, after stint, then you will of course be facing the Indian team. How much would this this time actually helping the Sri Lankan players also to sort of get acclimatized to the conditions over here? You think that from that perspective also Champions League is pretty important?
Yeah, most of the players who play, especially in the Weimar side, will be pushing for national selection. Dilshan's already there, so it's nice for them to get some experience. But unfortunately, we're only playing in Delhi, so they don't travel around. It's also nice to come and have a look at what India's like now and see what the players are doing. The Challenger Trophy was on TV, and most of those players are playing for franchises here in the Champions League. So it's nice to see how they're doing, what they do, and what they do best.
Since you're off the pitch, we had a chance to speak to a couple of your teammates, and they told us that Sangakkara is an absolutely great mimic. So can you just mimic Murli? They said that you do Murli pretty well, and you.
No, I don't do Murli. Murli can only do Murli. It's nice to have a team that's gelling really well. Everyone's having a lot of fun.
But we're not going to let you get out of this one. You're going to have to do any one player of your choice.
There won't be a mimic on this one. I'm sorry. I'm not the greatest mimic, as people would have said.
Everybody told us about
I think the best mimic in cricket I've seen is Yuvraj Singh. He does all the players really well. But me, I like to have fun with the team. Everyone, playing cards is one of our favorite things in the team. We play a lot of poker. Not for real money, of course. We've got plastic chips that we play for. So those are the kind of things we do as a team.
So you're not going to mimic any cricketer for us.
Not today.
We were really hoping that after this wait, if you could just, since I said it's a candid camera, and you could probably.
Sorry, not today. Not today.
All right. Weimar goes ahead and to do a dye match for them. How do you, with so many players in there, who would be pushing for the national squad as well, how do you fancy their chances in the tournament?
I think they're going to do very well. It's a shame that they lost the game yesterday because, having looked at Weimar and Delhi, I thought Weimar would be, one of the teams that'll be capable of beating Delhi. Unfortunately, Virendra Sehwag and Dinesh Karthik really put the match out of Weimar's reach. But 140, if they're limited Delhi to, I think Weimar would have closed it down. But, I think they would have learned quite a few things about the conditions and about the wicket, and they'd come back stronger as Victoria. And especially with the variety we have at Weimar, Victoria's going to find it tough. It's just a case of, who can stick to their plans and apply the pressure the longest. But I'm going to give the edge to Weimar.